Am I the only voice out there with issues with the stock market? It is mind-blowing how we totally have all been trained to be okay with what is happening in the market today. My name is Kris Krohn. I've bought nearly $1 billion worth of real estate, and today I'm going to be breaking down why the real estate market is superior to the stock market, why the stock market sucks, and what you can do in your life to create superior financial results.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
I'm going to share a really shocking statistic today, and it wasn't hard to find. In fact, if you're out there Googling any information about returns from the stock market, IRAs, 401ks, when I say the stock market sucks, what I'm really saying is I hate annuities, I hate 401ks, I hate IRAs, I hate mutual funds. Why? Because they all mean stock market. Did you know 95% of all mutual funds don't even break even with inflation? It's insane. It's negative returns, and yet we're putting our money in these things. It's crazy. You know, we're seduced by the 401k match, so we're putting money there, and yet that's all we're predominantly doing, which means that come retirement, we're not going to have enough money. And I actually want to show you exactly what I mean by this. Before I show you some of these stats though, I want to share some other information with you that might blow your mind a little bit. It's not that these investments are bad, it's that they're our core strategy. And if you take a look at some of these things, like for example, if you look at a 401k or an IRA, what do these stock market investments all have in common? We do them because number one, we're freaking lazy. We don't want to become financial Jedis and geniuses the way that we're supposed to. There's no diversification. Have you ever heard this statement that says, don't put all your eggs in one basket? Hello, a 401k, an IRA, an annuity, they're all the same basket. But the worst part, number three, that I don't like them is because the ROI equals low. And what I mean by that is we're talking 3, 4, 5%. Even if you're looking at some of your stats that are showing 6 and 7%, I'm talking about the 30-year average, freaking even a 10-year average. And what it means at the end of the day is that your ROIs are so low. Now, why does a low ROI bother me? Some of you, I don't want to assume that you know this, so I'm going to break this down for you. Let's assume that you're putting money into a mutual fund that is producing 3%. By the way, inflation's right around 3%, so this is a break-even proposition. But I do something called the rule of 72. Take 72 in your calculator and then divide the interest rate that you're promised with the investment, and it will calculate for you with compound interest how long it takes for that money to double. If you have your money in an investment growing at 3%, do you know how many years it will take for that to double? 24 years. Now, by the way, if you have a 40-year working life in you need 48 years to double your money 2 times. And when you're just starting out, you don't have a whole lot of money that you're actually doubling, so it's pretty meaningless. I got 50 grand, I doubled it, now I have 100 grand. It's like, what's $100,000 in retirement? Dude, this stat is gonna blow your mind. But let's just say that you were saying, Kris, dude, you're wrong. I am growing my money at 5%. Then it's actually taking you 14.4 years for you to actually double your money. And for those of you that are saying, no, Kris, on average, all across the board, I'm doing 7%, you liar, I know you're not, but let's just say that you were, you'd be doubling your money in 10.2 years, which means in a 40-year working life, you're doubling your money 4 times. You know, you got to save something meaningful so that doubling can become something, because if 25 grand doubles to 50 and 50 doubles to 100 and 100 doubles to 200, 200,000 is still only $200,000. So let me show you something that I found this morning. The median retirement savings by age, according to a survey from Trans-America Center for Retirement Studies, this is what they found out. And by the way, this is one of the more generous studies. They said Americans in their 20s have saved $16,000. In their 30s, $45,000. By their 50s, $117,000. And by their 60s, $172,000. Now, I want to put into perspective what that means, because if I were to write you a check today for $172,000, that would represent 40 years of working. In this moment, you might be like, I freaking won the lottery, $172,000. But what I want to do is I want to put that in perspective. You get your $172,000 check, and then you go to your financial planner and you say, I want to live off of the interest of my $172,000. And you know what he says? We're going to put it in the same non-diversified bullcrap that didn't work in the first place. We're going to annuitize it. And we're going to see if we can actually get you earnings of 4% a year. Steven Steady Eddie. And so you say, okay, well, what's 4%? Well, what's 1% of $172,000? It's $1,700, but we got 4%, so multiply that by 4. I did my math that way so you can see how I do math so fast in my head. And we're looking at $6,800 a year. Now, by the way, $6,800 a year, divide that by 12 months, and how much are we actually looking at here? Dude, pull out your calculator. You got to learn how to do the math of life. This is simple 5th grade math, right? $6,800 divided by 12 equals $566 a month. $566 of extra money. That's a car payment. That's like a third of a house payment. What does this mean? It means that for the majority of us, we're doing broken crap. We're doing things that don't work. So yeah, I made a video that says that I don't like the stock market because at best it should be a tertiary, secondary approach. What should you be doing? Where are you going to find a solution? Well, let me share this one with you. I shared with you that it all comes down to ROI. And 3, 5, and 7% take way too long to double. Reality is you got to double your money faster. So what am I looking for when I'm investing? Well, in my opinion, you need to be looking for investments that are growing at 15, 20, or 25%. Why? Well, let's do the math again. If I have a 20% ROI and I take 72 and divide it by 20, 3.6 years. Just a little over 3.5 years is what it takes for me to double my money. Why is that important? Because now I can rotate my money enough in my working years to produce the real money that I need. And this is the math that just most people don't know. So when you're building a financial plan for yourself, first of all, you got to stop and say, wait, are you so focused on your career? Are you so focused on showing up, punching in and punching out, and also just paying your bills that you're not thinking about, wait a second, what will I do someday when I'm older? If you're not thinking about it, then you are wasting your biggest resource, time. Because what you really need is a plan with time to win really big. In fact, I got my hands on these stats and this kind of information when I was in my early 20s, and I acted on it. I implemented. And I started at 22, and by the time I was 26 years old, I had just graduated college, and I was financially free. And I want to define financially free. Financially free meant that I had a 6-figure residual income that I didn't have to work for. The 6 figures was coming in whether I worked or not. So what I got back, when I say financial freedom, I actually want to focus on a more important word, time freedom. I got my time back. The most valuable thing that we really have is our time. ROI is about money and time. And so it's not how much money you have, it's how well are you earning. Now I know some of you are sitting there and you're like, well, Kris, this is a problem. Where can I freaking make 20% on my money or 15 or 25 or 30%? What if I told you that I had a track record, I had an entire strategy of how I leverage, invest in real estate, and then I could show you thousands of properties that average a 25% annual ROI. This document, my how-to, exactly how I've done it over the last 15 years, nearly $1 billion in real estate, you can actually have entirely for free. There's a link below. And there's going to be some other videos that are shared that you can watch for getting some more information. But if you want to know how to actually grow a little bit amount of money like I did into a monstrous amount of money, it's all found here in this document. Now, this you can have for free. All I'm going to ask you to do is cover shipping when you actually click the link, and then it's yours. My friends, I'm sharing this information to create awareness to say, wake up. Do you have a strategy? Do you have a plan? And do you have double-digit ROI? If you do not have double-digit ROI opportunities, then you've got to create them because society will tell you IRAs, 401ks, annuities, stock market garbage. It's all the same thing. It's non-diversified. By the way, you look at what has created more millionaires than anything else, according to Dale Carnegie. 90% of all American millionaires did it in real estate. And unfortunately, many of them accidentally, just by owning a home. This will create more of your net worth than anything else. So turn to what the millionaires are actually using, which is real estate. It's not financial freedom for me. It's financial freedom for anyone that's willing to get off their lazy bum and actually get out there and make something happen. So this document is yours. It's free. If you read it, I will disclose the secrets of how I get those ROIs, how you can access those ROIs by proof on having done it hundreds of millions of times over and over and over and over again. And with that, my friends, That is why the stock market sucks, and that's what you can do to act on it to actually create a better life for yourself. Thank you for taking the time to watch. If this was useful for you, if you know someone who believes in the stock market, give them an opportunity, a different perspective versus drinking what society is telling them all day, which is ignore it, this is good, keep doing this thing, it helps the economy, we're all earning commissions off you, blah, blah, blah. Share this video with someone else that you care about to help wake them up to the reality of what's really going on in the world and what they can do to control their own financial future. Smash this like button. It helps YouTube share it with other people. And if you're not a subscriber, do that. Every day I have a video coming out every day designed to help you wake up to what you can do to build a better financial life for yourself. Link for the free tool is available in my book below. And other than that, my friends, I'll look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's video.